With summertime in full effect right now, I know a lot of you have been lighting it up, been on the grill once a week, if not once a week, multiple times a week, and that is awesome. However, because we're grilling so often, it's important that we clean our grill and maintain our grill. So in today's video, I'm just going to give you a quick and easy process you can follow to maintain your grill and to clean your grill. And we're also going to talk about the benefits of why you should clean your grill, just in case you need some additional motivation. So if that sounds good to you, let's dive in. Hey, welcome back to the channel. My name is Keith and I create content that's intended to educate, equip, and encourage you to do things for yourself, where your victory is my motivation. First things first, make sure you've given your grill an opportunity to cool down, right? Don't be out here trying to do this when your grill is still hot if it's after a cook. So make sure your grill has cooled down and it's completely cool to touch, and then we're ready to proceed to the next step. Now let's go over some of the supplies we're going to be using today, man. Don't overthink this, right? If you don't have exactly what I have, just work with what you got. Or if you don't have that, you know what I mean, get some supplies, do what you need to do, but just don't overthink it. Don't overthink it. So first up, man, I'm gonna need a couple of putty knives. We're gonna use this to scrape grease once we get in the grill. So have you a little putty knife or something comparable to that. Then need you a little brush or a little scouring pad. We're going to use this just in case we need to with grates and things like that. Also, make sure you get you some Dawn soap. We're going to use some Dawn soap to soak our grates in, so make sure you have some Dawn soap. And lastly, make sure you have like a little brush or a dustpan, so you can use to brush out and remove some of that debris that's going to be in the grill. Now we're ready to open up our grill, and first thing, let's remove our grates. Once we get our grates off the grill, you can go over it with like a little grill brush, get you something to where you're removing some of that old grease and old debris off the grates. Once you got as much as you can with your scraper, now we're going to sit the grates in a tote or a container that has water and Dawn soap in there, right? You want to get you some water and Dawn soap, and you want to put enough water in there to where you can fully submerge these grates in the water. You want them completely submerged. What this is going to do with that Dawn soap in there, this is going to break down the grease that's on these grates, man. You want to make sure all this grease is off of here, because a lot of times when we grilling, you know, after a grilling session or before, we'll clean our grates at the top. But what we don't do is clean at the bottom. And a lot of that old grease can get at the bottom of those grates. And then when you grill again and you don't clean the bottom, man, that stuff will liquefy. Then you can have flare-ups happening, and it can really mess with your grilling. So that's why we're going to let these grates sit in this Dawn soap. So I like to let these grates sit for about a day or so, right? It's up to you. It depends on how bad it is. But I'll do this, man, let it sit for like a day. Then I'll come back the next day. Then I'll hit it with my putty knife. I get my putty knife and I'll scrape off any of that old grease and old debris and just get all that stuff off of there. Then after we do that, we're going to rinse it. Rinse it with some water, get all the soap and all that off of there, and then just sit it to the side and let it air dry. You want to make sure these things are completely dry before you put them back on the grill. So now that we got our grates taken care of, now let's go back to the grill. So now we're ready to tackle inside the grill. So what I want you to do is open your lid of your grill, get you that putty knife or whatever you have that's going to be your scraper, and then let's scrape up all that old grease and buildup that's around the grill. Right? Pay attention to the sides, the bottom of the grill, the walls of the grill, even get up in there in the hood, man. Sometimes that hood will have grease and debris up in there. So why we doing this is because that old grease and old debris can be where mold and bacteria hang out at, right? And we don't want that stuff to get in our food and contaminate the food. Now, true enough, your grill gets hot, but it doesn't get hot all over to kill that stuff, man. So you may have mold and mildew and things in the grill. So definitely clean your grill out. You know what I'm saying? You don't want to be that person that's trying to grill for people and people look at your grill and be like, ugh, ain't nobody gonna eat that. You know what I'm saying? Don't be that person. So make sure you have a clean grill, man, so you serving up nice quality meats and foods and vegetables and whatever to your family and friends, right? So get your putty knife, make sure you clean your grill, and once that debris and all that starts to settle to the bottom of your grill, this is where you get your broom and you get your dustpan, and you start sweeping that stuff off, and you start putting it in a little trash can, right? I got me a little trash can on the deck, And that's what I use to put all that stuff in. In addition to that, make sure you dump all the ashes, get all the ashes and all that stuff up out of there. Now do this multiple times. Don't just do this one time, because some of that grease be in layers on the walls. So you need to scrape multiple times of scraping, collecting, dumping it out, go back in again, scrape, collect, dump it out. So do this multiple times until you have very little to any debris at the bottom of the grill. We've got our inside of our grill. Should be good to go. We've got all our grease out. Now, as an additional step, man, if you have access to a pressure washer or something like that, you could pressure wash the inside of this grill, right? This is kind of an additional step you can do. However, if you don't have a pressure washer, you can just stop right here and this should be good enough for you. But if you want to take that next step, you can just pressure wash the inside of your grill with the pressure washer to remove any of that old grease that may be left behind. We got the inside of our grill taken care of. Now look around the outside of your grill, right? If you got places where you got some grease or you got some things that need to be addressed, do that. Get you a rag or a paper towel with some mild soap and water and just take care of the outside of your grill. We're ready to put things back together. Make sure we put our ashtray back in there, especially if you took it out in order to clean it. And remember those grates, right? We cleaned our grates, we let them sit. They should be completely dry. You want to put your grates back in your grill. And as an additional step, if you're concerned about your grates rusting because we had them submerged in water and we rinsed them and all that, although they're dry, get you a thin coat of some vegetable oil or spray them down with some Pam, some olive oil. Put you a thin coat on those grates and that'll prevent them from rusting. So at this point, we just knocked it out. We just quick and easy cleaned our grill. Should be ready to go the next time. But just a recap, right, of the benefits of why we did this and why you should do this. Number one, you're gonna have better tasting food because you're not gonna have that old grease in there giving off that smoke that's making your food taste bitter, and it won't have any mold and any of that. We eliminated all that, so your food gonna taste better. Number two, it's gonna reduce the risk of any flare-ups because we're not gonna have that old grease liquefying, getting on a flare-up and then causing a flame and possible fire. And number three, we're gonna have better heat distribution, right? When you don't have that old grease on the walls of your grill can cook more evenly and that heat can be more evenly distributed without the whole grill, and it's going to be able to perform at a higher level for you. Thank you so much for watching today's video. I hope this video helped you out. If it did, hit that subscribe button and click that bell so anytime we drop a new video, you'll be the first to know. Hit that like button and leave me some comments. I'd love to hear from you. If you're interested in any of the products we used in today's video, we'll leave some links down below. Hope you have an awesome day, and thanks for watching.